sparking on this shit with a royal blue lighter, striking through the sky like an Air Force fighter. You think you on high, but I'm sitting much higher. You think you kicking knowledge, but you a motherfucking liar. Little bitty bitch thinks she lit, but I walk right by her. Oh, you a king? Well, I'm an emperor, so you can call me sire. I'm so hip hop, man. It's real shit. This is Benjamin D'Souza here, the Yaochuan Emperor, back again with another vid. Double header on your bitch ass. But yeah, this vid is another response to the Okwoo Aid comment section response video quasi series, if you will. And this particular response is to a commenter in particular. He brought up some points that I gotta address them, and I'm gonna shout this guy out because I went to his channel. He seems like he's a artist, if you will, out of the UK, and I listened to a couple of his songs, and hey, he was spitting a little bit, you know. But the reason why I spit that little freestyle in the beginning is because the whole genesis of this whole Discord is, the foundational pillar of this whole Discord is hip hop. So I thought I'd keep it in spirit. But the commenter's name is Azuma, I believe, something like that. I ain't got it on hand right now to really bring it up, but in his latest comment, he said, as it pertains to old girl who I addressed in my first vid and second vid, he said, don't quote me on this, I'm paraphrasing. He said, I seen childhood pics of her. And also, okay, I get it. So you have childhood pictures. You've seen childhood pictures of her. So I surmise from that right there that's your folks. That's your folks. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all related, y'all family, that's your day one. I get it. You coming to bat for your folks. I get it. Trust me. Listen, man. I come from a big family. My mama is one of 15. Let me repeat. One of 15. My mother has 14 siblings. My father is one of 7. He has 6 siblings. I have a big family, and we span the whole entire Western Hemisphere. From Canada all the way down to South America. We are thick. Thick. I say it's thick. So I get it. And I got a lot of female cousins that, for lack of a better term, they on some fuck shit. And they know, hey, they can't come to Benjamin on some, oh, my baby daddy said this, he did that. Can you beat him up? Yeah, they know they can't come to me with that shit because they know I'm going to get to the root of the problem. Okay, give me some context. Why did this whole quarrel come about? What did you say? What did he say? What did you do? What did he do? But I get it. That's your folks. You going to come to bat for your folks. I'm not even going to, jump on your head for that. Then he said something that, in effect, he said something that if I wasn't so ignorant or if I claimed to know about African cultures and yada, 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 this, that, and the thoid, I would know that Igbos can be light-skinned. Duh. I'm not saying that Igbos can't be light-skinned. Duh. Fuck you talking about? Shit, homie that I grew up with, I spoke about in my last video on this. He was dark skinned, his daddy was dark skinned, but his mama was light skinned. I know this. I know you guys are, what's the term? Dimorphic? Is it polydimorphic? Or polyphenotypic? Something like that. I know you motherfuckers come in different shades. I get it. Similar to the Aboriginal American. Y'all come in different shades. I get it. I know that. My thing is, if you look at her, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Shit. If I'm lying, if I'm lying, I'm flying. You know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You feel me? But I can look at her and tell, hey, like I said in my private vid, you know, if the only thing light on you is the vast, wide expanses on the wide surface areas of your face, if those are the only things that's light, and then when you start getting into the crevices of your eyes and then the crevices around your nose and shit and around your lips, it start getting darker. Come on, man, you bleaching. If your ear, if you know your face is light, but your ears are dark and your hands are dark, come on, man. I've worked and went to school with Nigerians who were bleaching upon themselves. I sat right next to them in class. I look at her. Her face light as a motherfucker, but then I look at her ears is dark as a motherfucker. And then shit, I lean over to her, hey, can I copy them notes after class? Or can I get you got 0.5 lead for my mechanical pencil? And she hand that shit over to me, and her hand is dark. Come on, man. I know what the motherfucking signs are. But I get it. You come in the bad for your folks. It's all good. But that's, you know, that's here nor there. It's like, all right, whatever. All right, if she bleaching, if she not, I really don't give a fuck. I said what I said. Hey, let the chips fall where they may. But I really wanted to get into what you said after that. And you try to discredit my assertion, my absolute assertion, that the American Negro, quote unquote, is in fact aboriginal to the Americas. And you went to a tried and tested talking point that a lot of hoteps, pro-blacks, pro-wax, and wannabe princes and princesses of Zamunda like to go to when it's talking point is raised. You went to the DNA test shit. And since you want to assert that I'm so ignorant about your culture, let me assert that you are, in fact, ignorant in this statement. Because if you did your due diligence to investigate this whole DNA thing, you would know that it is a less than 1% probability that they will accurately pinpoint your, ethnicity via these DNA tests. You can't fucking take a DNA test and it tells you, hey, yeah, you come from Gambia. You have ancestors in Gambia, ancestors in Ghana, and ancestors in the Ivory Coast. Yeah, this DNA test says this. That is less than 1% accurate. The whole DNA test is a complete farce and a complete crock of shit. But if you did your due diligence before you came out of the side of your neck, you would have known that. There is no technology that can identify certain alleles that can pinpoint you to a locale on the globe. It doesn't exist. So the whole DNA test racket is a sham. It's a sham, fam. And then you said, don't go to linguisticals, linguistic, archaeological, and written history. So let me get this straight. Let me address this in reverse. So you don't want us to use written history to make a distinction between you and I. At the same time, you're using a written quasi-historical narrative, that being the transatlantic slave trade, to tie us to you. Let me say that again. You don't want us to use written history by explorers of the like to distinguish ourselves from you, but you want to use quasi-historical written accounts to link us to you. Curiouser and curiouser. Then you say don't use archaeological findings. So let me get this straight. The oldest bones found in the Americas, which are carbon dated 20, 40, 60,000 years prior to the Mongoloids crossing the Bering Strait. These archaeological findings cannot be used to make the case that the Negro, the American Negro, did not come from Africa, but in fact came from the Americas. Okay, so we're just going to throw science out the window. All right, I get it. And then you say don't use linguistics. Listen, if you follow my catalog, you will see that I am a student of linguistics, dialects of the sort. And there is some there as it pertains to the dialect of Caribbean Negroes and Negroes of the South in North America. But I'm not even gonna go there. Now I'm gonna tell you this. Since you riding for your family, and since you so Nigerian to the bone, and you know your culture better than I do, right? You know your personal history better than I do. I can't tell you about how the Igbos get down or the genesis of the Igbos. I can't tell you about that. I can't say shit about the cultural norms and whatnot of the Igbos. Well, let me get this straight. You're gonna tell me about the genesis of my people and our cultural norms. So you're an expert of us. Okay, but I'm completely oblivious to y'all. All right. All right. Now I'm going to say this. I am a Choctaw Aboriginal. From the Mississippi Valley region. Mississippi Valley, along the Mississippi River that goes from goddamn St. Louis all the way down to New Orleans. If you a black person and you from around there, you from around that area, you my peoples. And guess who told me that I'm Choctaw? That I am a Mississippian, if you will. The mound builders. All these mounds, all these pyramids along the Mississippi Valley River. Guess who told me that I am that? My grandmother. So let me get this straight. You're calling my grandmother a liar? Is that what you're saying? So oral history that has been passed down from generation to generation on your side, on the Igbo side, that's as good as gold. So if your grandfather, your grandmother tell you this, that, and the third, shit, you can take that to the bank. But if my grandfather and my grandmother tell me something as far as my oral history and whatnot, oh nigga, you lying. That shit is bullshit. You gonna discredit that? Okay. All right. And that was one of the main points of contention that I raised in the first video. Y'all not dealing straight. And y'all know what the fuck is up, man. You know what's up. You know what's up. Now, like I said in the prior vid, I forgot what the name of the vid was, but I likened quote unquote Africans to a abusive boyfriend. You know, like Lauryn Hill said in that one song, you know, every time I try to leave, you break your neck to try to make me stay. You feel me? Oh, as long as I'm bootlicking the concept of me being African, as long as I'm kneeling at the altar of Africanness, of Africanus or whatever, as long as I'm kneeling to that altar, I'm all good. But as soon as I get become self-aware and say, shit, be for real, I'm really not African. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. Now you want to pull me back in. Like, no, you one of us. But shit, when I try to sit down and chat with one of y'all and try to build on some shit with one of y'all want to make distinctions. See, when I want to get down with y'all want to make distinctions. But when I make distinctions, now you want to pull me back in. I mean, what is it, bro? What is it? What is it? Because we can get to the mathematics behind this shit. We can get to the mathematics. We can break it down by the numbers. I already went over this shit plenty of times in my video. Go check my catalog and you'll see I break this shit down. This whole notion that we were brought over here into the Americas 400 or 500 years ago via sailboat slave ships is a crock of shit. It's a crock of shit. It defies science. It's impossible. Not only is it impossible to bring 17 million Africans over here in a 250-year span, it is improbable. And here's another thing. given the world's population at that time, 400 or 500 years ago, if Europeans took 17 million Africans from the west coast of Africa over the span of, let's say, 250 years and supplanted us and brought us over here to the Americas, that would have completely decimated the native population of that region. The native population of that region that was left behind would have been so small that essentially the current population of that region is not really the original inhabitants of that said region. So really, nigga, where you come from, that, let you tell it, is the shit that you kicking. Where you come from, that's really my land, motherfucker. Your ass moved in from Central Africa or Eastern Africa or from somewhere else after my peoples got taken away and we left. So what the fuck are you talking? It doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. So please go have a stadium of seats. Shit. And all I'm saying, look, we different. And that's okay. I'm not saying we brothers. Yeah, we distant cousins. You feel me? We second, third cousins. You know what I'm saying? We may not be brothers. But yeah, you want to hold on to us because you want to use some of our swag in your music career. So you can ride that. So you can ride our wave. And I'm saying, nah, homie. You got to get your own wave. But yeah, though, it's Benjamin D'Souza here, man. The Yautjuan Emperor, the Aboriginal. You feel me? Like, share, subscribe. You can contact me at one people, one nation, one destiny at gmail.com.